All right, scan the room. 5 people. Okay, let's set this up right here. I have a standard outline and my poster for my visual aid. All right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Praise. I'll be speaking to you today about the Government Accountability Project. All right. Okay, so how would you feel if your government was lying, manipulating, and twisting all of your reality just to gain an extra inkling of more power or income? Thankfully, organizations such as the Government Accountability Project exist to help maintain and prevent, as well as regulate the vast powers of the government and any form of corruption that may eventually take place. Now, today, I intend on persuading you to understand and appreciate the benefits of the Government Accountability Project. All right, now understand there may be skepticisms on why someone such as myself should be trusted on this subject. What qualifies me to speak on this topic? Well, I assure you I am accountable because I have done many hours of research and have a quite fond and passionate agenda towards this subject. All right, I will first introduce you with the needs of this organization. Then I will proceed by previewing the solutions to these needs and how they will fall into order. I will then continue with concluding my argument with what you may envision as actions that will need to be taken and what it may look like if no actions are taken in this circumstance. So the first primary need is the encouragement of whistleblowers to hold the powerful accountable. All right, now this is a statistic. According to the United States Department of Justice, whistleblowers awards can range from 10 to 30% of the money collected when the monetary sanctions exceed $1 million. Now this can be sorted from SEC Emblem, which is a company related within the Government Accountability Project and does their primary financing. And now this is a major incentive because it's a monetary value, which holds true for everyone. Everyone wants money. All right, now this is a good incentive, and it's important to incentivize these whistleblowers because without their help and their information, this project really wouldn't be anything at all. And now, even in the face of nationwide pandemic, the department's dedicated employees continue to investigate and litigate cases involving fraud against the government and to ensure that citizens' tax dollars are protected from abuse and are used for their intended purposes. Now, this is a direct quote from the Acting Assistant Attorney General Clark of the Government Accountability Project. Now, this is important information to know that these people are still at work and putting in diligent effort to ensure that the government is held accountable for their actions. All right, in relation to the organization's desire to encourage whistleblowers, members of the Government Accountability Project also aim to educate the general public on how these whistleblowers are essential, how I touched on earlier. See, this is the second primary need, is to educate the overall public on the benefits of whistleblowers. All right, as posted on their website, quote, share our expertise about the essential roles to key stakeholders, including journalists, public interest organizations, and others. We amplify supports and advocacy for whistleblowers and the concerns they raise. This would be an expert testimony pulled directly from their website, stating on really what their goal is and how important it is to educate others that are unaware of their actions. All right, and being sure that the public is properly educated about the benefits and necessity of whistleblowing, as well as eliminating all the negative connotations that are often found in whistleblowing. There's an abundant amount of negative connotations. Generally, whistleblowing is perceived as a negative, almost immoral action, but that's simply untrue, especially in the case of the government. It's essential to have whistleblowers. And another crucial aspect is the enforcement of legislative initiatives and how they affect the corruption within the government. All right, this is another direct quote. For more than 10 years, the Government Accountability Project led a bipartisan coalition of over 400 organizations and companies in a campaign to restore whistleblowers' rights for federal government employees and contractors. Now, this is a statistic as well. It's proving that there is over 400 organizations and companies that are also coinciding with the Government Accountability Project and their overall goals and ambitions towards minimizing corruption and any form of foul play within the government. As well, there's a total of 10 legislative legislative initiatives that have been enacted and enforced in relation to the protection of and encouragement for crucial whistleblowers. I know the satisfaction to ensure that any and all corruption, unjust action or discourse, and overall congruence within the government and its inner workings stays at bay. We must first ensure that whistleblowers do not fear prosecution of their actions. This could be within the company or the government projects that they are working for. Prosecution may be provoked. All right, if we can properly ensure that these people do not fear the consequences of exposing others' misconduct, the percentage of corruption within the government would decrease exponentially, and that's guaranteed. We can also encourage whistleblowers to blow the cover of any unjust actions taking place that they are aware of by having monetary incentives, such as I spoke on earlier. This is often up to 10 to 30% of the monetary sanctions whenever their information is credible and reliable. Of course, we don't want untrue information getting spread just for in hopes of a monetary value. All right, you can aid, the way that you personally can aid in ensuring that the corruption within the government is minimized is by you can make sure that others are aware of the presence of the Government Accountability Project. B, you can contact the SEC with any outstanding and credible information on any unjust actions within the government projects. C, you can remove any negative connotations that coincide with the term whistleblower, and let it be understood that they are central to the well-being of the nation. D, you can ensure that the monetary gains from whistleblowing is known to any and all people you know that may have an interest or insight on exposing any corruption that is to be made aware of. And E, you can directly donate to this organization, and as an added bonus, these donations are, in fact, tax deductible. Now, visualization of what it may look like is that the primary expected result of the Government Accountability Project is to first and foremost encourage whistleblowers to relinquish any information they may have on corrupt actions being taken within the government. If this is to succeed, many organizations that could be negatively affecting the well-being of the nation, lost my place here, and growth for the supporting foundations of our nation. If action is not taken, however, you can only certainly expect that the corruption within the government will grow larger and larger until it is inevitable to stop. Inevitably, this will lead into a totalitarian and authoritative regime of control for any person that respects their individual rights and freedoms as well as that of their children. This is entirely unacceptable, and if we are to continue to allow this corruption to go without any action or whistleblowing, it will be at a maximum point. Now, I hope that today I have informed you on why encouraging whistleblowers and supporting the Government Accountability Project would decrease corruption within the government's inner workings, allow for progressive steps towards a solid and honorable governing nation, as well as how you can contribute and allocate time and resources towards ensuring a better future for your children, and as well for this nation. I hope that through the information I have provided today, I have encouraged you to volunteer and contribute to the Government Accountability Project. Ensure a better nation for your kids. Call 202-457-0034 or email at info@whistleblower.org for any information or questions you may have. Now here's a general poster of what it would look like for the Government Accountability Project. As you can see, the whistle here symbolizing whistleblowing, of course, and they're showing it with pride and integrity. There's nothing to be ashamed of in terms of whistleblowing, especially in course of the government. And here's your public interest. You can see they are actively working towards providing a healthier and more satiated government that is not at all corrupt. And right here, transparency tools for activists. Transparency is the key word here. Everything that the government does should be known for the people, and that is the primary objective of the Government Accountability Project. Thank you.